Headphone users beware.
Oh no, I accidentally pressed this button on the controller and now... Jesus! And then it turns into a rampant monster. The last CTS-V I drove may have been one of the rarest and most special CTS-Vs ever built, a 2013 wagon with a manual transmission. But this is not your granddaddy's Cadillac. This is your daddy's Cadillac. This is the 2010 Cadillac CTS-V, but boy oh boy is this not your standard CTS-V in two ways. One, it's an automatic. Get it? Two, no matter how ordinary it may look on the outside, it's very, very far from it. Holy Christ! Good God! Now, from the factory, this had a supercharged 6.2-liter LSA V-8 producing 556 horsepower and 551 foot-pounds of torque. Not too shabby by any means. Now, however, it has a 6.8-liter 416 cubic inch V8, still supercharged of course, it's still the basic LSA under there, now with fully forged internals, a custom ground camshaft, ported supercharger, West Coast ported cylinder heads, and it's breathing through long tooth headers. And when it's idling, you really only get a little sliver of a hint of the kind of power that this thing has, until you flip this switch. Then it really turns into a mess. Mess in my undies, that is. Good God! Makes 620 horsepower and 607 foot-pounds of torque. Not crank horsepower, wheel horsepower. Here's the proof.
This only makes 10 pounds of boost, so.
Rocket ship. Now, unlike the last CTS-V I drove, which again happened to be one of the rarest available, the 2013 wagon with the 6-speed manual, this is an automatic, but thankfully it does have a high stall converter in it, or else using that power, well, you wouldn't use that power. And if you remember a few months back, I made a video going for a ride in this monster with Alex from Grand State Dyno. A very slippery and slidey ride, you may say.
You boys like mango?
Yeah. And I firsthand really got to experience what this Caddy can do. Now, this is a Cadillac, very, very fancy, so of course we have to talk about the interior. Just kidding. It's a bit hard to focus on any bit of the interior when your eyes are locked on the speedometer in front of you that doesn't require much input at all from your right foot to get those numbers spinning faster than a Vegas slot machine. Another strange thing for a Cadillac, we talk about handling, which usually for a Cadillac is comparable to that of a Chris Craft or maybe a Four Winds. But in the V, it's a whole different story. That's because the V gets the electronic wizardry that is magnetic ride control. It's the same suspension system as the Corvette, in fact. Not my generation Corvette C5. The C6 has had it as an available option. But this one is riding on KW V3 coilovers. Yes, it does improve the look dramatically from a standard CTS-V. Sorry, from an ordinary base CTS-V, I should say. It does change the look drastically from a base CTS-V. Though these do ride good for coils, I would have rather probably had the magnetic ride control. It's just amazing, but again, this does look pretty damn good right now. And thankfully, when you realize you're doing just a little bit over
55 miles per hour,
thank God you have those big Brembo brakes to bring this four-door sedan to a stop, and bring you to a stop very quickly. I love the Cadillac CTS-V. I can't say if it's a better machine than its German rivals like the M3 or the C63 AMG, as I haven't had the privilege yet of driving those, but the way that this one is done up, I reckon it's faster. A lot faster. And I bet you'd have a lot more fun in this one. Maybe if it was a manual. I mean, it's the ultimate sleeper. That's what's so cool about it. You could go to any old mall parking lot and see 10 six-cylinder Cadillac CTSs. But if you don't see that little V badge shimmering at you, you'd have no idea the savagery that this car is. Not until you start it up, that is. The torque is nuts! Good God! I do really enjoy having these electrical exhaust cutouts on this thing because I was actually just at one of my usual filming locations. I was with my brother, he was helping me film, and I wasn't going very fast, but I did have the exhaust cutouts open, and after one pass up this road, I saw up in the corner of my eye a lady leaning off of her porch trying to get pictures of the car. And I don't think it was because she liked the look of the black Cadillac that was going up her street. So I stopped, picked up my brother, I said no more, I closed the exhaust cutouts, and off we went. We disappeared. And I would bet if you got pulled over in this thing, I mean, look at it. It's just a basic black Cadillac. No one is gonna have any idea of the firepower that's under the hood of this thing. It's just a mega sleeper, and it's so cool. I mean, I'm cruising along right now. I have the transmission in automatic. I don't even have it in sport mode. I have the exhaust cutouts closed. It's perfectly quiet in here. It's comfortable. I don't have to raise my voice to talk to you. I'm just obnoxious as it is, so I yell. We're just bringing the car back to Granddad. Oh no, I accidentally pressed this button on the controller and now... Jesus! And then it turns into a rampant monster. And then if anyone gives us a bad look, hold the button down. And it's silent again. Well, not silent, that's a lie. Oh, thank God for those big Brembo brakes. Man, this thing's an animal. Driving this thing with the cutouts open near full throttle is an experience in and of itself. It's insane. It's ludicrous. Now, a massive thank you to Tyler from Northeast Auto Imports. You guys know Tyler. He's the head mechanic there. He's done all sorts of work to the C5.
I swear I'm not as socially awkward as the video shows me, but I am pretty socially awkward.
Now that is a lie. And he is selling this CTS-V. So if you or anyone you know are interested in this beautiful 2010 CTS-V, I'll include a link for its for sale ad down in the description below. And if you enjoyed this video, then you're also going to love the review I did on the 2013 CTS-V wagon 6-speed car that I mentioned earlier, as well as the video where I went for a insane ride in this very CTS-V. If you want to see this thing sliding around, doing massive burnouts, I'll include links to both those videos either up here or down in the description below. But I will see you guys in the next one. Happy motoring!